Have you ever felt stuck? You start something new, going to the gym, learning a skill, working on your dream, but within days, the excitement fades. And before you know it, you quit. Why does this happen? Are we just lazy? Or is there something deeper going on? Today I'm going to tell you a story. A story about a man who finally learned the truth about consistency, but only after his life started falling apart. By the end of this story, you'll never think about consistency the same way again. A young man, Jake, sitting at his desk, staring at a blank screen, a half-written novel, a dusty guitar in the corner, a gym membership card lying unused. Jake was the kind of person who got excited about new things, but never finished them. He tried learning graphic design, tried waking up early, tried starting a business. But every time the pattern was the same. Day 1, motivation sky high. Day 5, slipping. Day 10, I'll start again next week. Day 15, forgotten. One evening, Jake sat in a coffee shop, staring at his cold cup of coffee. Another failed project. Another wasted effort. That's when an old man with sharp, knowing eyes sat across from him. He didn't ask for permission. He just sat. Jake raised an eyebrow, annoyed. Old man, calmly. You look like someone who starts things but never finishes them. Jake felt a chill. How does he know? Jake, hesitant. I just lose motivation. The old man smiled and shook his head. No, young man, you don't lose motivation. You never understood what consistency really is. Jake frowned. And what does that mean? The old man leaned forward. Let me tell you a story about a man who thought just like you, until the day his life changed forever. Ethan, a young blacksmith, working in a hot, smoky workshop. Years ago, in a quiet village, there was a man named Ethan. He was a blacksmith, but not a very good one. His swords were weak, his tools broke easily, and no warrior wanted his work. One evening, frustrated and exhausted, Ethan decided to quit. But before he could leave, an old blind blacksmith called him over. Blind blacksmith. Why are you leaving? Ethan, angry. Because I'm terrible at this. I've worked for weeks, and my swords still break. The blind man nodded, then handed Ethan a small clay pot. Blind blacksmith. Fill this with water, 1 drop at a time. Ethan frowned. 1 drop? That will take forever. The old man smiled. Exactly. Thinking it was silly, Ethan still decided to do it. The first day, the pot looked empty. The second day, still empty. A week later, barely any water inside. But after a month, the pot was half full. And after several months, it overflowed. The blind blacksmith then spoke. You don't need to pour the whole river at once, Ethan. 1 drop every day is enough. That day, Ethan understood. It wasn't about being perfect, it was about showing up. So he went back to his forge and made 1 sword every day, no matter how bad it was, and years later, he became the best blacksmith in the land. The old man finishes his story. Jake sat in silence, the weight of the story sinking in. Old man, smiling. So tell me, Jake, what's your drop of water? Jake thought about all the times he had quit, all the times he had waited for motivation instead of building a habit. That night, he made a new promise to himself. Not a novel in 1 month, just 1 paragraph a day. Not a full workout routine, just 1 push-up every morning. Not becoming an expert overnight, just showing up. And slowly, something changed. 1 month later, he had 30 pages written. 3 months later, he was stronger than before. A year later, he had built the discipline he once thought was impossible. So, how do you stay consistent? Stop waiting for motivation. Start with small daily actions, your drop of water. Build the habit, not the result. Because in the end, success doesn't belong to the smartest or the most talented. It belongs to those who keep showing up. Now tell me, what's your drop of water? Comment below. What's one thing you will do every day, no matter how small? Let's build consistency together.